Hello everyone, this is Wenyu and Qianya. Our project is the Nüshu Cipher, puzzle game design as a method for language learning and acquisition. In 2024, the documentary Hiding Lighter was officially released in China. It reveals a harsh reality. The entire living cultural ecology that sustained Nüshu has come to an end. Through the perspectives of 3 generations, the film shows how Nüshu has shaped women's lives in different areas. On October 23 this year, Hu Yanxin, the elder inheritor featured in the film, also the last natural inheritor, passed away. The importance of Nüshu lies not merely in being a beautiful female script, but in its uniqueness as a woman-created, emotionally sustaining cultural system of community. It carries women's perspectives and wisdom that mainstream history has often overlooked. Today, the value of Nüshu has risen from a mere writing tool to a spiritual resources. It reminds us that women's strength lies in refusing to give up expression and connection, even under oppression. This spirit of creating amid hardship and supporting one another in solitude offers guidance for people in every generation. Our project is designing a Nüshu-themed narrative puzzle game. The player takes the role of a modern university student majoring in linguistics, who travel along to Jiangyong during the holiday to explore the mysterious culture of Nüshu. The player crosses time and becomes a Jiangyong girl living in the 1950s. The experience immerses players in mid-20th century girlhood, learning Nüshu, participating in traditional customs, and gradually uncovering a story about language, identity, and women's memory. Our target audience consists of people who are interested in word games, puzzle games, and the Nüshu culture. Our aim is to create new pathways of transmission. Through gameplay, we transform scholarly knowledge of Nüshu into lived emotions and puzzles. Users cease to be bystanders. As players, they personally experience Nüshu's emotional forces, moving from knowing to feeling, and thereby fostering genuine care and resonance. Next, I will show you how we built the Nüshu puzzle game. First, the project's overall world building, settings, and narrative span draw primarily on Professor Zhang's books and related publications, which provided a solid historical and cultural foundation. Second, theme selection. We choose the traditional wedding as the core setting. As decided in Zhang's work, this is not only a highly dramatic moment, but also the occasion for key Nüshu practice, such as sitting hall songs, making it especially representative. We also include the sisterhood ceremony, temple fairs, and everyday life, where players encounter many of the text-based puzzles. Then the time frame. We set the story in 1950, a year of transition between the old and new. This allows traditional wedding customs to remain visible while also foreshadowing social change later in the narrative. Building on this foundation, we then refined each chapter's plot and mapped dialogue to specific settings by switching background images. This also helps our coordinator clearly see which scene and images correspond to which narrative content. After establishing the micro-level framework, we draw on theories from game design to refine the player's experience. Based on Dickens' work on learning narrative design, we adopted core techniques from adventure games to guide players through the story. Meanwhile, Dr. Hegel's research on procedural generation of narrative puzzles informed how we could structure the puzzle-solving sequences. This is reflected in our game in the following ways. First, we set out clear goal measurement. Through taskbar modes, we ensure that the players always know their current mission at any point in the game. Second, a gradually increasing difficulty curve. The first task identifying the time period is the best example. We provide 2 clues for that. First, the almanac on the table, which clearly states March 26, 1950, and is also the best day for marriage. Second, the item to be found, the fan. By cross-checking this, the player will later complete both the confirm 1950 task and the translate the 1950 Nüshu text task. We drew most of our inspiration from 2 outstanding language-based puzzle games, Tangji and Attic and Child of Steiner. From the Tangji and Attic, we learned how to do multi-layer narrative integration. So in our game, the story is not only advanced through dialogue between characters, but also through narration that supplies background knowledge, and through the protagonist's inner monologue that reveal emotional depths. This creates a third-dimensional and learning-friendly narrative environment. From Child of Steiner, we borrowed its innovative notebook translation feature, but we made a key modification to make it work for Nüshu. Through the video clip, we can see that the notebook stores images and text, Whenever the player encounters a new word, they can annotate it into their own language. Later, by clicking the word, they can see the corresponding translation. However, Nüshu is phonographic. A single character can correspond to several homophonous Chinese characters. So understanding it depends more on the context than just one-to-one lexical match. So we design a corresponding solution. When the player finds a new Nüshu character in the scene, it will be stored in the notebook, but we do not offer a single correct answer. Instead, we present a set of possible Chinese characters in a scoreboard order. The player has to read the narrative context and decide which meaning is the most appropriate. This design perfectly embodies Dedicate's idea of interactive approach between puzzles, and it also aligns with Dickens' view on balancing overall game difficulty. The player is not just memorizing everything, they are solving a real comprehensive task. They must read the situation, infer and choose, and that process itself becomes deeper language acquisition. It respects the linguistic reality of Nüshu as a phonographic script, while still offering guidance and a reasonable level of challenging through options.
So about the so what part, the first stage of implementation took the form of a material review. We sent all written scripts and visual materials of the game to Nüshu inheritor Jiangyong for cultural consultation. She has now completed reviewing all dialogues and materials for Chapter 1. Based on her feedback, we refined several cultural details, including elements of traditional Nüshu wedding rituals, to better translate these cultural features into interactive game content. This process also helped shape the emotional core of the first chapter. In terms of visual design, the pack bag that appears in the game was inspired by a real cultural creative product designed by Jiang herself. It symbolized how Nüshu culture can be naturally integrated into the modern daily life. During the game testing phase of Chapter 1, we invited our lovely friends to serve as the first group of players. They provided valuable feedback on the user experience. Initially, they said the notebook function had limited playability since the translation of each Nüshu character appeared immediately beside the task. In response, we replaced this as a Chinese character sequencing function, requiring players to rearrange characters to unlock the meaning of Nüshu message. This change significantly improved the interactivity and the educational value of the game, allowing players to actively engage in meaning making. So one of the most meaningful moments came from Jiangyong's feedback. She said that she had never imagined the wedding customer she knew so well could be recreated through a digital game. This made us realize that the project is not only a digital experiment, but also a form of intergenerational cultural dialogue, connecting younger players and community elders through the gameplay and shared storytelling. After the completion of the project, we'll release the web-based version of the game on Shandianwan, a website in China, Hangzhou. We choose this platform because it has over 150 million registered users and around 2 million daily active users, providing a broad play base that can help us gather diverse feedback on the game's cultural and educational impact, and then promote it through Xiaohongshu. Our next goal is to discuss the potential collaboration with the Nüshu Museum, integrating the game into the museum's exhibition space so that visitors can experience Nüshu culture interactivity. This project directly responds to the urgent need for intergenerational transmission and digital preservation of Nüshu. Through an immersive game, players not only learn the symbols and structures of Nüshu, but also experience the emotions, sisterhood, and resilience of women embedded within it. In doing so, the project builds a bridge between traditional culture and contemporary digital media, enabling Nüshu to be experienced as a living language rather a historical relic. At the same time, the project aims to bring tangible benefits to the Jiangyong community and the Nüshu inheritors. By enhancing public awareness and appreciation of Nüshu, the game strengthens its cultural and symbolic value, reinforcing the community's sense of identity and cultural pride. Local women's songs, handwriting, and handicrafts are integrated into the game content. This collaboration not only ensures the authenticity of cultural representation, but also opens up the new possibility for social and economic empowerment, such as partnership with museums and cultural tourism. Ultimately, this project seeks to establish a sustainable model in which digital innovation serves as a bridge for cultural continuity, preserving, transmitting, and globally sharing the local voices. And that's all. Thank you for listening.